Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. This is... What is this? What did I title this? It's Blacklist Universe. How you doing? Mike S. Miller, 27-year comic book industry veteran. I don't know what else to call myself. Father. Creator. Etc. 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 Anyways, I wanted to do, because lo and behold, it is I have 1 week left. I have 1 week left on Lone Star. Lone Star, Soul of the Soldier. Well, 10 days, but week and a half. I'm actually gonna be gone not all, but most of next week to church camp. Church camp for the boys. I'm taking 3 boys and 1 girl with me to church camp, and so I'm not gonna be able to promote like most of the last week of my campaign. No, this, what's that you say? Was that ill-timed? What's that you say? I should probably learn to schedule better? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you, even though that was just a weird little voice in my head and not actually anyone saying that. Anytime, what's good for you? I'm going to get Mr. So I am promoting Lone Star Soul of the Soldier, but I'm going to go ahead and invite a couple people in here. Also, copy a link to share. Hopefully they will have the time. If I can find. All right, there's the link. Paste there. I will send the link to Mikey as well. And then I'll just send it out to ye old Blacklist Green Room. Alright, so Lone Star. Anybody here? Let me check. Let me see if anyone's even here. Go to my channel. Refresh my page, making comics great again, and other topics. With my big American flag waving. Let's see. Pinwheel. A little more. Why don't you? That's always fun. And then, is my chat open? Where's my restream? There's my chat. Alright. Howdy, deformed mutant ninja children. It's been a while since you've seen a Make Comics Great Again stream. Yeah, I know, right? And it's like, I'm in campaign mode. I should be doing this pretty much every day, no? What's up, Hugh, General Devereaux, Liberty Bell, 7 String, Razdoc, P Money, Sept Danov, and Rodwell. Let's see. Yeah, so Lone Star doing quite admirably. $140,307. I have, for those of you who have not been paying any attention, changed the featured link. I've gotten rid of the early bird special. I have gotten... Razdoc says, could you get better at scheduling? Well, Table 5 wanted their appetizers before the meal. It's true. So, I got rid of the early bird special, even though I did still have some left to sell. I got rid of it for the Monster Hunt Late Risers. And the Monster Hunt Late Risers has all 4 covers of Monster Hunt signed by me. And then prints of all 4 covers. But here's the trick. These first 2 covers I'm going to make into one big print. So it's going to encompass both covers, but it's going to be one big print as opposed to the smaller prints for covers B and C, which is the Kanan White and the Elliot Fernandez, both being colored, by the way, by Kyle Ritter. And how amazing do Kyle's colors look on metal? You know what? Hold on. I got one of these, so my dude actually sent back, my dude John that was doing the conventions for me, he actually sent back some other colored other medals that I had, and I think I had one or two of the Shazam ones, which just look sick. But that's Kyle's colors, right? Sorry, this is once again this is a lack of scheduling and organization, but what's the problem? Oh my gosh, why do I have so many prints? I tell you, you guys. Ugh. I'm pretty sure I saw one in here. Sorry. Sorry. Captain America, Wonder Woman. Where was that thing? Ah! Shazam. Alright, so let's see, how does this look on? Right, Kyle's colors. Now, okay, using this kind of lighting isn't the ideal for metal prints, but Kyle's colors on metal prints look so awesome. So, yeah, he's doing the Kanan, or he already did the Kanan colors. I'm sure you've seen it. And he's doing the Elliot Fernandez colors. So I do have another one of these for sale, actually. But I'll get to that some other point. So, yeah, let me show you. For those who may not have seen. Whoopsie. I posted it in an update. So, okay, so these two covers, this is two covers, and this will be made into one big metal print, right? Awesome. And then this is the Kanan White with Kyle's colors on it. That is going to make such a sick metal print. This glow here is going to really pop these. All the little glowy things. Kyle loves to do glowy things. Look so amazing on metal. And so, yeah, definitely. If you're a fan of the metal prints, it's the only way to get them. They're going to be limited, signed, and numbered 1 through 100. And then this one is currently being colored by Kyle as well. This is the Elliot Fernandez, Kyle Ritter cover after Mike Zeck and John Beatty. It'd be fun to actually have John Beatty sign it, but no, I don't think so. I don't really get the metal prints. It's just for people who like shiny things. That is correct, Liberty Bell. It is for people who like shiny things. I like shiny things. So, anyway, that is the new tier. And I'm pretty sure that will be the final tier, as we only have 10 days left in the campaign. And I think there are... It doesn't say this way. It's funny. You have to actually... In order to see how many there are of this, I have to widen it. And then, bam, it says 15 out of 100 claimed. Weird, right? Wait, did someone just claim one? No, someone didn't just claim one. No, 140,307. All right. Yeah, last time I checked it was 13 claims, so I'm glad that's changed. But at any rate, if you haven't already, then please do grab something here. If you've got any friends, family, who would be into Lone Star, you think they'd be into just getting in on the ground floor of a great new comic book series, then just let them know. Donnie Thumbinfist says, new tier, Ethan probably just had an aneurysm. I told him about it last night. But it's actually a replacement tier, so there's not an additional tier. I whacked a tier to put that tier up. So there it is. For those who don't know, but I'm pretty sure everyone here does, because you're all regulars. 37 people watching now. Please do hit that like and share. And hit that subscription button if you have not already. I just derailed my own thought process. The new disguise is still mad at EVS. For what? Oh, for last week. Forgive, forget, get on, move on. Eric N. Boyd says he likes shiny things. The metal prints look great. Don't have any, but would like to get one soon. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So that's what's going on. Today also, or actually yesterday, launched Offworlder, Protectors of Sarah, or Shara. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, because it just sounds cooler. New sci-fi saga begins. This is by our friends at Cautionary Comics, Ben Hennessy, however you want to say it. He has the VIP with a rare metal cover for $100. Digital copy for $10. Ravage #1, new exclusive cover. You might want to pick that up. Here's a cool one. Lone Star and Ravage crossover. Blood in the Jungle. I was actually just talking after cross-examinations. Edwin and I had a nice lengthy chat. Part of the reason I haven't been back sooner. About the story for Lone Star and Ravage, Blood in the Jungle. It's going to be cool. It's going to be in continuity, which is weird. These don't all take place in the same universe, right? The Ravage universe is not the Blacklist universe. The Jawbreakers and Graveyard Shift are not in the same universe, but it's still in continuity. So it's kind of a weird thing. I was mentioning things that could take place to Edwin in the crossover for Lone Star and Ravage. That would be cool and in continuity. So it would make sense in the space of Lone Star. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And you know what? I'll probably have to talk to Ben about this, but since it is continuity, I don't know. I'll talk to him when he gets on here. I was going to say maybe when I do like an omnibus sort of a thing, I could add this story into it, and add, Monster Hunt at some point. It'd be a big book though. But it'd be fun to just keep having the other continuity stuff in universe. So it's kind of like they're multiple dimensions, but multiple dimensions that are close enough together that the main stories sort of coalesce and collide. But you can have different things happening. Like in my universe, Van Helsing is not going to be president of... but the events of the individual people's lives, if my Lone Star somehow exists in the Ravage world, and Ravage exists in my world, but I would have my own version of them because it is the Blacklist universe, whereas they have their version of Lone Star in the Ravage universe. You know what I'm saying? So it's in continuity, but it is multiverse. And so, interesting thing. Is this the channel for making comics gay again? If by gay you mean happy, then absolutely. If gay means happy, then color me ecstatic. Offworlder, Part 1. #1, physical copy. Offworlder, physical and rare collector's coin. And that's it. Or you can just simply make a contribution. So yeah, guys, if you want to get in on that, I am also doing a cover for this. I don't see my cover on here, though. New exclusive cover? No? I'll have to talk to Ben. Collector's Coin, Ravage #1 rare cover, Offworlder #1 metal cover, and Blood in the Jungle. Oh. Okay, so this one has everything. Yeah, grab the VIP pack, guys. Grab that VIP pack. You know what? I should put the link in the description. I think I'll do that. Hold on a second. Let me put that link in the description. Indiegogo. Indiegogo. Could you drop the link for Offworlder? I'm very lazy. Yes, Liberty Bell. I am doing this now. Just give me a moment because my Mac is a great and terrible slug. Maybe if I try this in Brave, it'll be faster. I'm already on Lone Star Solo the Soldier here. Do a quick siggity search for Off-Worlder. How's everybody doing today? Link for the lazy. I understand. I'm quite lazy too. I'm here because I have to be. I have to pimp my wares, or my wares will not be worn. See what I did there? Alright, and now I go to YouTube. Potato processors aren't great. Yeah, I've got so much crap on my Mac too. I need to find some time to just do a dump. Just do a dump on my Mac. And making comics great again. Channel dashboard. That's what I'm looking for. Transcripts, other features, live events. I'm still kind of hungry. I just ate three hard-boiled eggs, and I'm still kind of hungry. All right. Let's get rid of that. Back Lone Star here. Back Off-Worlder here. Bing! Tags, comics, art, original. Live art. Save changes. Alright, let's check. Well, actually, you guys can check. Making comics great again. I'm already watching this. What am I doing? Alright, it is in the description. Back Off-Worlder, it is in the description. Back Lone Star, back Off-Worlder, back Doom Kicker, and buy Bitcoin. Who wants to check in on Bitcoin? Let's see how Bitcoin's doing today. Actually, let's go to Binance. Binance.com. See how Bitcoin's doing against the US dollar. 8,795. Look at that. All right. So there's Bitcoin over the 1 hour chart. So not too shabby. Oh geez, says Liberty Bell. She doesn't want to talk about. Oh wait, is Liberty Bell a guy or girl? I don't know. They? Are you an army of one? Where is my chat? There it is. Is that my chat? Oh, nope, that's yesterday's chat. Dang gummit. Where my chat at? Nope, that's not it. That's YouTube. Close that. Make comics great again. Pop out chat. I could have sworn I already did that. Made it. Last Crusader. Yeah, you're here. Alright, is Monster Hunt based on a video game? No, Guy from Red Bank. Monster Hunt is a crossover event featuring my character Lone Star and the Unknown Soldiers, and Richard C. Myers characters from Jawbreakers, and Mark Polton and John Malin's characters from Graveyard Shift. It is a three book crossover event that is its own book in my Indiegogo. So yeah, you want to get that because it's gonna be historic, and you probably want to get that crazy. Is there an Off-Worlder, Ravage, and Lone Star tier? Yeah, that first tier here has Off-World, Ravage, and Blood in the Jungle, which I think Blood in the Jungle is the Lone Star Ravage. So that's all three of them. Plus you get the coin, Dealy Bopper, the collector's coin. So yeah, if I were you, I'd get that featured perk. Da, 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 da. Can't wait. This is so cool. Liberty Bell has no pronouns. Liberty Bell needs no pronouns. Okay. Hope you're all having a great day. If there are boobs, it's questionable if they are male. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Liberty Bell has transcended your heteronormative stereotypes, Mike. Oh, mea culpa, mea culpa. P-Money, Bitcoin, you know I love 99% of your channel, but the Bitcoin stuff makes me fall asleep. Not Bitcoin perk? I don't know how I could do a Bitcoin perk. I just don't think that's necessarily possible. Hey, you guys, never mind. Monster Hunter is going to be the comic book of the century. Monster Hunt. Yes, it is. It is. So please do. And you know what? If you're going to get anything, heck, get that early bird special, or get that late risers deal, because like I said, you get all 4 covers and metal prints, all signed. The metal prints are signed and numbered 1 of 100. Pretty awesome. Awesome stuff. So yeah, I don't know if we're moving anything. I know it's hard to preach to the choir, you know, hard to sell to the regulars. I need to get on some other channels here. I'm just going to leave the Bitcoin charts up here, and if anyone has questions about Bitcoin, feel free to let me know. All right, let me see. Xevious says, your thoughts, Mike. I am at 350% of my initial Litecoin investment in December. Why would I stay in at this point? Will it crash again soon? No. I can't offer you financial advice, Xevious, and personally, I'm not interested in Litecoin because I don't know, I just don't see the purpose of Litecoin outside of being like Bitcoin Lite. So I don't know, it had a nice little run up. If I was at 350 of my initial Litecoin investment, I would probably take half of it. Actually, maybe I'd break it up into thirds, and I'd put a third of it into Bitcoin, and I'd put a third of it into Ethereum, and I'd just hold that basket. Unless you want to break it into quarters, you could put a quarter of it in Bitcoin, a quarter of it into Ethereum, and a quarter of it into Ripple. But, yeah. Have you heard anything about Scott Adams crypto? No, I don't even know who Scott Adams is. I'd be more interested in Bacon Coin. Oh, Bacon sounds so good right now. You mean you're not going to have a tier for Lone Star mini comic where he gives a beginner guide to Bitcoin? No. Yeah, XRP, Matt. I just mentioned that. What about XRP? Do I believe in XRP? I believe XRP serves a specific purpose for a very large and lucrative industry, right? If XRP ever just takes over 5% of the fiat held in banks, you're looking at, I think, $500 XRP, right? If it takes 5%, if my math is right, that's $1,000 XRP. So we'll see. Have you seen the trailer for crypto? No. What are we talking about? We're talking about comics. We're talking about cryptocurrency. We're talking about whatever you want to talk about. I am kind of hitting all the hotspots here. Offworlder came out last night. Waiting for Ben Henderson to come in here and give the big pitch on the project. Here, we can just watch the trailer.
7th century, Scotland. Henry Gunn leads his clan in a ferocious battle with Viking invaders. But with victory in sight, he is ripped from space and time by an alien race. The Anunnaki seek a champion to stop an evil alien race from conquering all known space. The fate of the universe rests on the shoulders of a troubled demigod they call Offworlder.
There it is. There it is. And I am going to be doing... Oh, that's the coin. There's the coin. Oh, that's cool. Maybe I should do a coin. Yeah, pretty tight art. Pretty tight. And I am going to be doing, I think, a cover for this. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some cover for Ben. I think it's for Offworlder. I don't know if he's going to add that in later on, but for those who may have just rolled in, yeah, it looks like quite a few have just rolled in. I'm also allowing Ben and our good friend Edwin and whoever they're getting to draw it to do Lone Star and Ravage crossover, which I spent a good amount of time today with Edwin discussing. So that should be pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, get in there. Get some. You can get my crossover and the other Offworlder book and the second printing of Ravage right here for $100, and you get the coin as well. So that's a pretty cool VIP pack. Let's see. 32, 34. Nobody. No one's listening to me. Nobody cares. Mr. Hellstrom. I can't handle Ben's voice. I'm sorry. Happy Father's Day, Mike and all. Yes, happy Father's Day to all. Thank you, Devil Sunburn. Dragon says that campaign originally supposed to Offworlder and Wraith. Don't know why he switched. Because Wraith just wasn't ready. Scott Adams is pretty cool. He thinks his theory crafting is more advanced than it is, but generally seems like a cool guy. Love, Dilbert. Oh, the guy from Dilbert. Oh. All right. No. All right. Now, what did he say? What did Scott Adams started a crypto? Did he really? Well, now I'm interested. Let's find out. Scott Adams and Dilbert go all in for crypto. Oh, this is a podcast. You've created and illustrated one of the top comic strips of all time, selling over 20 million books, with your strip seen in over 2,000 newspapers, 57 countries, and 19 languages. What do you do next? Well, if your name is Scott Adams, creator of Dilbert, you go down the crypto rabbit hole and attempt to sabotage your career by agreeing to do an interview with us. Today you'll meet the man behind Dilbert as we speak with Scott about his successes, career ladder, and the crypto project he has co-founded and is going all in on. Sponsor Zilla. The ICO app is back. Now they're finally in the Apple App Store. With the Zilla app, you can find ICOs, evaluate the team, timeline, token, and tech easily, and participate in the ICO directly through the app. This is still an early build, so the wallet and chat are not yet activated, but they're coming soon. Hold tight for the Android version, also due out soon. That's surprising. Usually it's a lot harder to get on the App Store than it is to get on the Play Store. The Play Store, you can freaking fart anything and put it on the Play Store. But the App Store is usually, they're really tight locked. Although, Wozniak is actually a huge backer of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So maybe that's not so crazy after all. Yeah, I don't know. I need more information on what he's doing. Analyzing Scott Adams' crypto offering. Maybe we should do an initial coin offering. What's that? It's a non-equity process for raising capital that uses custom cryptocurrency on the blockchain. I might be wasting my time here. So it's like a chain made out of coins. What's up, Ben?
What's up?
How's it going, buddy? Scott Adams is apparently getting into some sort of a cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'm reading it now. This would be a perfect. You know what? I can actually share this with you.
Yeah, shoot it over.
Share screen. Application window. There. Now you can see what I'm reading.
Oh, nice.
All right. This would be a perfect application for blockchain. I'm in marketing. Can you explain that in terms I can understand? I kind of doubt it because you're a bad explainer, right? Okay,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to read through this whole thing. I just don't know what exactly he's doing.
You're saying he's doing his own blockchain?
He's doing his own crypto.
I know Facebook is doing their own crypto.
Oh, yes, it is.
That's going to be huge.
It is. It's not just going to be huge for Facebook. It's going to be huge for the whole space.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Adoption, my friend, adoption.
Well, everybody asks, what is one of the things that, why? Who cares about Facebook having it, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, I do those rings. All my rings I design, and then I have them made in Jakarta, right? So, sometimes there's a communication gap. There's, hey, exactly what do you need? How do they get the money? How does it transfer? How quickly does it get there? Who takes all the fees, right?
Mm-hmm.
With this, it'll be as quick as we do PayPal.
That's right. And secure, which means you can make sure that they don't get the money until they deliver.
Right.
It becomes its own, what's that called? Escrow.
Its own ledger. Yeah, its own escrow. You're right.
Its own escrow. That's right.
It has a full ledger of, there's no debate on this, cryptographically proven that on this date, I paid you this money for this art or whatever it is.
Yeah. Hey, guys, this is actually a very good opportunity here for those of you who are so weary of cryptocurrency. And I know you want to come on here, and I've already been talking about Ravage, but not about Ravage, about Offworlder, but we'll get into that. But since we're on the topic of crypto, let me pull up the restream. Hang out. Why isn't this showing? Oh. Bing. People can hear you. That's good enough. Explain to the people your background in the space so that when you're talking about cryptographic security and the value of the blockchain and all that, they know you're not just some comic book artist like me who's done more research than a comic book artist should.
You have. So, before I started on this endeavor, I've spent the past 20 years in technology, specifically focusing on security, all types of security, really. I actually own my own patent. It's called the Method for Multidirectional. I co-own it with two other people. Method for Multidirectional SSL Interception. Like a fancy man-in-the-middle attack, but it has a different PKI X509 cert in between. So basically, if anybody gets attacked or if anybody is doing any kind of SSL encrypted transaction that the PKI cert would break, we would put our own number, our own code in the certificate itself, so nobody would really know. With blockchain, that's all gone. That's all different. It's a distributed ledger-based system that enables you that we can set really the value of everything, right? So, it's going to be just like money, just like gold, there'll be an agreed upon value of whatever it's tied to. So, whatever the block coin is.
Okay, hold on. Ben says people are already lost. Essentially, he's saying it is the technology itself is the most secure form of information transfer ever devised by man.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and it has multiple uses. So the uses will be to value anything, meaning, okay, I am going to write some code that's going to make Mike's life easier. But, Mike, I need to get a bunch of great art from him. I want him to do a portrait for me. So we can actually trade those two things, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just It goes back into a more of a barter system almost.
Yeah, it's direct person to person rather than, like I said, the easiest way for most people to understand it is it becomes its own escrow. Contracts, contract-based blockchains like Ethereum and whatnot, you can set parameters by which someone gets paid when they do the work. The blockchain itself becomes the quote-unquote middleman, and the payment will not go through until the work is delivered and everything. It's not. That's just like an oversimplification, but imagine an entire chain of events that has to happen for you to get your lettuce from a farmer in Ecuador to a shop in Seattle, right? There is a chain of about 40 different things that has to happen in between that. And if you have your delivery system set up on the blockchain, on a particular blockchain, there's several that actually deal with this. Every place that lettuce is, the lettuce is picked and put it into a thing, it can be scanned in, right? We know the starting point. It is taken from there and put it into the refrigeration. The freaking setting on the refrigeration to make sure that it's set at 50 degrees for the entire time the lettuce is in there can be set and logged into the blockchain. Every single step of transfer until it is on the shelf, and it has not been sitting in a cargo truck at 100 degrees for 10 hours on a Tuesday. You can know everything. It's gonna revolutionize so much of our world, and people are sitting there saying like, "Well, I don't want. What the heck's a Bitcoin?"
It's such a new paradigm. It's such a new shift. So other examples. I live in the country. I live out here in the country. So they're saying how could that be applicable to everyday people? So there's people in my community that grow collard greens, right? We grow collards, and we love our greens down here in Florida. So, that's all they're going to do. Let's say that's all they're doing, and people around here want that fresh. Well, I do my own services as well, right? So now I can add into that pool, right? They add into their pool. I get that delivered to my house, right? And we're all in our own local community. Mm-hmm. So, you can global SWIFT system, which is the bank-to-bank transfer, or it's almost like creating your own currency for, like I said, back to the barter system, your own currency back to your local community.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the individual altcoins is that the currencies can have their own value. The more people that use them and the more people that want them, the higher the value goes up. But you balance it, or you trade it in and out of other cryptocurrencies, or in and out of fiat. The history of currency is two people agree that something else has intrinsic value, right?
Yep. Even in our own country, people forget, the states used to have their own currency.
Yeah.
Before the Fed system.
That's right. John Malin says, New World Order, submit.
Well, what's funny kind of about that is it makes my career in cybersecurity much more difficult. So if you have a code, it's almost like a driver's license for the internet, right? If you're on the blockchain and your VPN access or your internet service provider access is tied to your blockchain access, there's no way that you can then go, if you hack somebody or you did a big DDoS, denial of service attack, they will come to you and say, oh, no, that was you. And here's the proof that was you. It's your code. You only know it. This is it. It'll be very different.
Immutable, hyper secure. Yeah. What are you going to do when all the blockchain makes your job obsolete, man?
Well, luckily I've done pretty good.
You're like, I'm making comics.
I know, hopefully comics. But what I'm really focusing on in my other hobby for technology, everybody go to farmbot.io, FARM bot.io. I'm doing a lot with open source community coding for this cloud-based platform that they're robots, man, that can farm. I have 3 on my property, and
No
they
way.
do. Yep, they do a 10-foot by 10-foot plot. It's almost like a robot arm. It will plant for you, seed for you, water for you, weed for you. And then I coded my robot to be able to determine heat signatures. So I have a thermal imaging camera connected to the robot. So if a squirrel or a rabbit or somebody comes to try to get my vegetables, the robot arm goes over to it and squirts it. So no, no poison, none of that stuff.
You should have a 22 hooked up to it.
I can't. Well, you could really. You could really with the drones and all. People have done a lot of crazy stuff, but I think that's going to really be life changing for lots of people in all over the world to have local producers that you can count on for sustenance.
Yeah,
that's a whole different ballgame.
Larry Romano asks, can you trade part of a Bitcoin? Yes, each Bitcoin is broken up into 10. Is it 10,000 or 100,000 Satoshi?
I think it's like 100,000. I think it was
100,000 Satoshi, which is like pennies on a Bitcoin, pennies on a dollar.
Right.
There's 100,000 Satoshi, and you can trade any dollar value of Bitcoin that you want. The link is in the description to go to Coinbase if you want to sign up there. If you sign up and you buy $100 worth of any crypto on there, you'll get an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin for free, and then I'll get an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin for free. So
nice.
Yeah.
So Mike, I had what was it? Maybe 2001 or 2. I had 50 Bitcoin that I sold for $200 each.
No.
I know. I was like, oh, it's never gonna go this much higher than this. Because I got it when it was nothing, man. It was like 25 cents or something. I know. Kicking myself now, man. Kicking myself. Did you hear about the guy that sold or he gave away 100 Bitcoin for pizza to have be delivered?
It was more than 100.
Was it?
Yeah, it was when Bitcoin wasn't even. I don't think it was even worth a penny or something. So it was like, at the peak, I think it was worth something like $100 million.
Wow, man.
So it's still right now would be worth 40 million, 50 million.
Years ago, I was working for a big company, and I was, loved it, pretty happy with it. And my buddy called me and said, "B. Hennessy, we need you, man. You got to work on this protocol, BGP, Border Gateway Protocol." I was pretty good at that.
Clicking out. What Ben cannot do is get a decent phone.
On Google.
No, you got to back up. You got to back up 20 seconds. We lost you.
Oh, I said.
After he called you.
He called me and said, "Hey, man, I need you to work with us. You to support this protocol." I said, "Well, where do you work?" And he said, "I work for this new company called Google." And I said, "What's a Google, man? I'm not going to leave my job to go work for Google."
Yeah.
So I gave up all that stock.
The road's not taken.
Yeah.
So you dumped all your Bitcoin for $200. You didn't hold any of it.
Well, I have some now, but not from the original. No, I sold a block of 50 Bitcoin for $200 each. Yep. I thought I was pretty good, man. I bought in like at a quarter.
Hey, that is a fantastic return.
Yeah, I just never imagined.
Just not very forward thinking, Ben. Just not very forward thinking.
Never would have thought. You know why? You know why I didn't? Why I sold it? I didn't read the white paper.
Oh.
I thought it was just going to be a lark, like a funny, something we all.
Well, I don't know. How did you get convinced to buy it then?
Because my buddy was mining them, and he was spending them on EVE Online, the video game. If you go to EVE Online, the video game, he was buying ships and stuff with it. He's like, "Dude, you should run this." And that was when finding coins was like easy. I don't even remember what we were running it on even back then. But we got some of the miners, and then we bought some ships for that video game, and then I ended up with 50 of them, and I wrote it up to 200.
Dang. Yeah, should have read that white paper. That's my problem. Yeah. My friend told me about this 4 or 5 years ago, and he just didn't explain it to me at all. He's actually a sheet metal manufacturer up in San Jose. And he was, he was showing me his factory, and he was showing me these rigs that he was making. He's like, these are Bitcoin mining rigs, and they were just the frames for the GPUs and all that stuff. Right. And I'm like, what the heck is that, right? And he tries to explain it to me, and he's even the way he explained it to me just didn't make any sense, even by what I know today. But imagine me knowing nothing; it made absolutely no sense to me. But if he had actually known what he was talking about and explained it to me properly, I would have got in on Bitcoin when it was, what was it, 5 years ago, like $300 or $1,000, something like that. I think it was like 300. Yeah, something like that. I would have, if I'd have grabbed one back then, that would have been great. I'm trying to build back up to one now. Oh well.
I'm doing a lot, I'm doing more than Bitcoin. I'm investing more into real estate. Mm-hmm. And properties, just because I got burned on stock so bad, like in '99, 2000. I mean, I've done better with stock, but once I really got burned, the .com bust happened. I ended up focusing more on real estate, which is pretty good.
Yeah, well,
holds its value.
It's a market, yeah. Someone asked, Bitcoin is 8,785 on Binance right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's did you see that post I put about the Ides of June?
No, I did. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I did a little graphic of a rocket like flying off into space with a big Bitcoin logo before it, and I put the Ides of June.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all the charts are saying that in the middle of the month, which is today, it's gonna do something. It's either gonna jump or it's gonna dump. So, looks like so far,
I don't think it's gonna dump.
I don't think it's gonna dump either.
I mean, there's too many international interests now. There's too many big companies that are in it now.
Yeah. Can you name them all?
No.
Microsoft, Amazon. Wozniak is a huge Bitcoin proponent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking them. I was thinking Royal Bank of Scotland. I was thinking Deutsche Bank. I was thinking MoneyGram. Yeah. I mean, now you're talking about Visa. Visa has a huge Bitcoin project.
Fidelity Investments.
Yeah, blockchain project. Yeah, I mean,
when you hear Fidelity is mining Bitcoin in their offices.
Wow. I mean, when they get, when you start getting the interests saying, okay, we give up, you're right. This is the way of the future. There's no stopping it after that.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll take John Malin actually having to use Bitcoin to believe, or having to use cryptocurrency and blockchain in order to believe it's real.
I don't blame him, though. I believe it's real. I'm just not sure what's going to happen. What's going to, one of the big things that got me, having done a lot of government contracting and so forth, was at one point the government was really looking down on it, because people were doing, I don't know what they were doing.
Those black market stuff, yeah.
Yeah, black market stuff. So that is the only thing that really gave me pause. But now that's over. That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And there's no law that says you can't use blockchain, so it's happening.
Yeah, and I mean, even if Bitcoin, the white paper was just the instigator, I mean, it was like, you can't get the cat back in the bag.
It's true.
It's like it opened up this whole new paradigm. And when people say it is the next iteration of the internet, I mean, literally it is.
I agree. It'll be very different interacting with each other and interacting online. It's not going to be the Wild West that it has been. But what do you think of, honestly, that the fact that we really don't know, or we haven't met the inventor of Bitcoin?
I think we have.
Who?
There's a dude in prison.
Really?
Did you not hear about this?
No, I haven't. No, because always go back to if I had created this, it would be called B Hennessy coin, and I would be on every billboard.
I know. Hold on a second.
You know?
Now this isn't a for sure thing, but this article, and I'm like, holy crap! I think this is actually the freaking dude. Hold on. It's not Craig Wright.
No.
Up crypto. All right, so there's a dude named. Oh, where is it? See the Paul DeLauro. No, not that freaking guy. His name is like, he's not Japanese, but his name sounds like Satoshi. It's like Satoshi something or other. Who is Bitcoin creator Satoshi? Gosh darn it! I wish I could find it, but he's like a hardcore programmer. But he and essentially created Bitcoin for the black market.
Wow.
But damn it! I wish I could find this. I don't know. If I can find it later, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I keep getting the wrong guys. There's the wrong article, but it's funny because it doesn't really. And he tried to keep himself like anonymous. I mean, he's done it. He's kept himself anonymous this whole time, but just. Evil genius, man. What now? Would you not want to use Bitcoin because Lex Luthor created it?
Well, here was my concern 10 years ago. I would not use it if there was a back door in the code that would then steal everything and shipped it over to Lex Luthor. However, the source code is open. The source code is on GitHub.
Yeah.
I looked. I mentioned years ago I was going to do one, and I didn't end up doing it, But yeah, I mean, I know people that have gone through the source code. It's all real, and if you watch a lot of the documentaries, there was a big paper that came out from MIT that the math is brilliant, and it's real, it's sound. It's not BS. So
regardless of the morals of the person who may have created,
and
he didn't create it alone. Remember, he didn't create it alone. He got on those the libertarian sites and was looking for other programmers to help work it out. So it's not he might have created the white paper by himself, but he didn't write the code all by himself.
Right.
CIA created Bitcoin, says Last Crusader. All right, well, let's talk about a little thing called Offworlder. Let me switch you to
Offworlder is here.
Where is it? Window capture. No, where's my window capture? Come on, window capture. There it is. Ding. All right. Tell us about Offworlder. Oh, what the heck? You're muted. Hold on.
Do you see me?
Yeah, okay, I can hear you now.
Man, it's been we're at 10% already. 10% already. So Offworlder, the protectors of Sa-Ra. 7th century Scotland. Henry Gunn, that's his name, who you're looking at. Henry Gunn. He's ripped from space and time to fight an intergalactic war. So he ends up sacrificing himself to save his people. Now he ends up fighting an intergalactic war to save them. It's written by myself, my story, and written by me and Mike Barron. The amazing Mike
where's
Barron.
Barron? I sent him the link.
Let me see if I can get him. You did send him the link?
Yeah.
Oh, he's he's hiking right now.
Oh, I see.
And then, but he'll be around tonight.
All right, so keep going.
Yeah. So the Offworlder, he's at 7th century. He's actually taken by an ancient race called the Anunnaki. Right? You might hear this from Sumerian or ancient aliens. That kind of race, a progenitor race that ends up taking him because they're missing something in their society. They don't have the ability to retain and manipulate this cosmic energy that they have access to. They've lost something over the years, right? They're actually connected to the human race, but they've lost something. So, they bring special people into their society that have the right DNA, that can wield this energy to fight against this evil alien race called the Lazarson. And the Lazarson is, an intergalactic hive of lizard people, this lizard race that is really set upon, conquering or subjugating the whole world. They've all actually also lost something that they had as part of their prehistory, so they're fighting to get it back as well. All of these stories are connected. The Offworlder connects to another story that's coming out soon called The Wraith. He's his immortal enemy. He serves the side of darkness and the Lazarson. But yeah, it's all pretty cool. The Offworlder's up right now, and one of my favorite parts of the Offworlder is our very own Mike Miller has allowed us to do a kick butt Ravage Lone Star one-shot crossover.
Yeah, I was just talking to Edwin about that for a while today, so it sounds like it's
good. He told me.
Gonna be pretty cool. Pretty cool. So who's drawing that?
Thank you.
You have an artist?
Edwin is working on that, so actually it's myself and Edwin writing it, our own Edwin Boyette, his first credited writing project.
That's right.
So that'll be... Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's been a lot of fun. It's a Vietnam War story, action-adventure epic set in the world of Lone Star and Ravage, and it's pretty cool the way it's shaping up.
So are all of your books in the same universe?
Yes. So all of my books are in the same Caution verse right now. Yep.
Right on. Yeah, I was explaining at the beginning of the show how it's like I want this also to be in continuity, right? And I want like the other book, the other crossover I'm doing, Monster Hunt, that's in continuity. But it's strange because these are not the same universes, right?
Well,
so I'm like, it's like a multiverse where in my universe, I have your characters in my universe and my characters in your universe, but they're their own versions of their own characters. But this is a moment in time where what's happening is in continuity for both of them. So like I'll give the example of like Monster Hunt. There's something in there that happens that is directly in continuity with Graveyard Shift. But my universe, Van Helsing is never going to be president in my universe. Right. So there is continuity and there's interweaving, but it is not. It is in continuity, but it's multiverse.
Well, I kind of thought of these pockets of time as like a metaverse. A metaverse meaning where there's these moments of time where these different universes kind of align and they might have effects on each other, and then the stories resume in their own distinct universes.
Welcome, Edwin Boyette.
Aloha.
Aloha. All right.
Yeah,
let me move this around so I can see you guys and the Offworlder. Where am I? Chrome Hangout. Pop that to the top. You may continue to speak.
No, but we are also going to have a legendary artist cover, another metal cover by Mike Miller.
What?
Our very own Mike Miller.
What?
Pretty awesome. So that'll be part. It's actually one of those comics are in the VIP packs. The VIP packs have everything. 7th century.
Yes, for the to draw the crossover, I've got my eyes set on one artist, and I just want to make sure the timing is going to work out for him. We've had a little bit of discussion, but I want to make sure that the timing is gonna work out before we announce that, because I don't want to promise anything that we can't absolutely make happen.
I mean, it would break everybody's heart. We can't do it, so we got to make sure we have our ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Edwin.
I'm excited.
Edwin, however you can without ruining or spoiling anything, why don't you go ahead and pitch the crossover?
The Ben and I's or Monster Hunt.
Ben and yours.
Okay. All right. So there have been in the Blacklist universe, you have the unknown soldiers. You have the unknown soldiers, right? And Mike hasn't played it all out. But you've seen that the unknown soldiers, we know that all the unknown soldiers, if you've read Heart of the Hero, and I hope you have, you know that they're all military veterans. They're all military veterans, and they were KIA in various conflicts. World War II, Vietnam, the Korean War, Beirut, and Afghanistan, to the ones we've been introduced to so far. Lone Star, as far as we know, is the first or the oldest unknown soldier that we've been introduced to. Right? And we still don't understand the whole process. I think we're going to learn a little bit more of that in Soul of the Soldier. It may be that there was another unknown soldier that was created out of World War II. Got a kind of cool idea for that. I just want to get Mike's blessing on that first. Mm-hmm. But what we're going to do in the crossover, in the Ravage Lone Star crossover, we are going to write the backstory and the creation of Pastor. And I'm really excited about that. Everybody, if you look at your copy of Lone Star Heart of the Hero, and you turn about, maybe about 8 pages in, maybe about 9 pages in, there's a scene where all of the unknown soldiers are introduced, and you get their name, and you learn the conflict that they were killed in. So our crossover is going to be set in approximately the year 1973, where Pastor joins the unknown soldiers. So in this crossover, and it's going to be canon, we're going to write the creation story, how Pastor becomes one of the unknown soldiers, and we think we've got a pretty good line on that. We're going to make it big, we're going to make it fun, and it's going to be very logical.
Donnie Thumb and Fist says, "Tighten that pitch. You already lost me, bro. I didn't hear you mention one single giant robot yet."
So the part of the story is going to open in World War II, Nazi Germany, and then the events are going to move to the jungles of Vietnam, and Lone Star is going to be ripping it up. And right there in the thick of it are going to be Manny and Randy, the two main protagonists from Ravage, because they're military veterans. And so we're going to see them in the prime of their life as part of a special forces team going into some hot and heavy action with Lone Star and a couple of the other unknown soldiers.
Right on. Hey, you could even you can even make Pastor part of their team.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I thought was on that. We've got kind of a cool reveal for that.
All right. Yeah,
the thing I love that we have right now, Mike, is that Randy Gunn, my guy. He's our vet, and Manny Mendez. Manny loves him, man. Manny loves Robert Miller, but Randy, he's a little jealous, man. It's kind of like Thor and Star-Lord and the it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool dynamic. It's fun. It'll be a fun story.
Razdoc want to know, where are the women at?
There's going to be some women. You're not going to like them.
You never what to wish for.
Yeah. The woman you're going to meet, you are not going to like. She might be pretty, but she might be a bit of a soul sucker or a blood sucker.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
Yeah. The theme song will be, "If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife."
That's right. Exactly.
Edwin and I probably spent, half an hour, 45 minutes going through this stuff today.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
I had to give him a lowdown on a lot of the backstory in the Blacklist universe and whatnot.
yeah. Now I have to be even more careful because I know so many more spoilers.
You know, spoilers that go back in time and forward in time and sideways in time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we're gonna do it up. We're gonna do it up good. We're gonna do it up good. And I've got to get Mike's blessing on a couple of things because I just want to make sure that we don't mess up his continuity. But it has to be big. It has to be huge, and there has to be a cost for everything that happens.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about introducing one of my characters in this story, but we want to talk to you about some of that. Just some cool stuff we want to bounce off you.
So you just got to keep it in your mind whenever we do these crossovers, that it will be part of continuity, but the events kind of happen in a pocket of space and time that's kind of part of but apart from their respective universes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying about the multiverse. But
I will give one hint. If you go look up some of these ancient temples that have been unearthed in Southeast Asia, without spoiling anything. Go look at some of these ancient temples. You know what I'm talking about, where you've seen them like in Vietnam and Cambodia, like these really old kind of like pyramid structures with the didn't we see like something that looked like a dinosaur kind of engraved in one?
Stegosaurus.
Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
All right, so that's your hint. That's your hint.
There's also one with like a dude in a spacesuit.
Right.
Yeah, and then obviously the Koshin verse is kind of a wild and wacky place, but we're gonna be absolutely respectful of the Blacklist universe, and we'll make it all come together, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun and big.
Right on.
Don't miss out, people. This is pretty awesome. It's gonna be. I hope maybe the start of multiple. It's a one-shot, self-contained story, but lots gonna be happening in it. I mean, it's gonna be. It's just going to be cool. I don't want to give too much away either, but
yeah.
Understood. Peter Mike asks, Mike, are you going to offer the hunt in your Lone Star 3 Indiegogo campaign? I haven't even thought about it, Peter. So I'll let you know when I figure that out. Hey, Eric,
That's
just
great.
came in for a minute.
That's great that people are already excited about what happens next, even before.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of that for Ravage 1. People are like, man, the only thing I don't like is that I have to wait for the rest of the story.
Razdoc asks, is the Deal with the Devil and Six Gun part of Blacklist? Yeah, they are. They are. Deal with the Devil. I'm not sure exactly how I want to weave Anthony Goodwin in, although... Gosh darn it! There was something I wanted to use him for, but as far as Six Gun, it's for sure. Yeah, Six Gun leads into if I can ever get Six Gun 2 done, that leads into a direct correlation with the birth of the Unknown Soldier program.
Yeah. Well, with the FBI agent, with the investigator, I mean, obviously he can easily tie into all kinds of anything that might look like a serial killing or a murder or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a point of entry, yeah.
Yeah, but there was something specific I wanted to use him. I'm trying to remember what it was. I gotta write this stuff down.
So
everything's in my head. I gotta put it on the computer or on the paper or something.
We crossed 140,000 last night on Soul of the Soldier, and
Woo!
I know because I went in and bought that Monster Hunt cover.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think it's so good. Have you seen that, Ben? Have you seen that Monster Hunt cover?
Yes. I mean, I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, we are now at 144.07. Someone else just bought the 8-pack Secret Tier.
All right.
Nice.
But if you're gonna buy the Secret Tier, get the metal prints. Get the You saw this, right? The Late Risers deal, where you get all 4 covers, plus you get the metal prints of the different covers.
That's awesome
as well. And the
I've got-
cover A and B are actually going to be one bigger print, so it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt for me to ship, but I'll figure it out.
Well, I wrote down all the different tiers on one of my scrolls, kind of like an old Torah scroll, and then I started unrolling it to read it, and then it was actually longer than my apartment, so I had to take it to a football field to roll it out and look at all the different.
There's only 14 tiers. These are the worst. Like as bad as Ethan.
Well, though, you cannot argue with success. What is Soul of the Soldier at now? Let me pull it up. Cannot argue.
44.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Very jealous, but well deserved, Mike.
Thank you. I am wondering. It seems like BackerKit's not working anymore. I used to be able to track all this stuff on BackerKit, but hold on. Let me see if it's back up and running.
Well, you have 2,555. 2,555 backers. That's outstanding.
Lone Star Soul. What? Why is Backer Tracker not tracking? Let's see. What else is out? Why is it not tracking Lone Star anymore? Let's see. Earthworm Jim?
Ben, Comics Legend wants to know why you call your company the Caution Verse. Why Caution?
So many reasons. With cautionary comics, when we ended up really kind of coming up with, some different names and so forth, really the big reason for Ravage #1 is that we put mature readers on it. So, what I wanted to do, with cautionary and be safe out there, is kind of get that my logo, or, the tagline out there. It's just to be, some of the comics are a little edgier, and I was trying to make the point that in a lot of the corporate comics, it might look like something that your kids might want, but it ends up not being so, and I think for companies that have control of in many cases, uniquely American mythology in these comic book characters, to use those characters to push an agenda or to put something in there that might not be appropriate for, children that like X-Men or like Batman or like, any of these characters. I think that's just I don't know. What do you call that, guys? I mean, is it an abdication of duty, or is it just, immoral? I don't know. But I wanted to make sure that Cautionary Comics didn't do that. We want to make our cool comics. We dig it. We want to make it the way we want to make it, but we're going to label it appropriately.
Sorry, I was listening, but it looks like BackerKit is no longer supporting Indiegogo.
What?
Weird.
What?
The Backer Tracker, regardless what I look for, it's all Kickstarter.
Wow.
Everything that they're listing is Kickstarter.
That sounds like shenanigans.
It does a bit. And it's funny because I know they're helping Doug TenNapel right now. They're advertising for him, doing quite well actually. Oh, by the way, update my advertising campaign I did on Facebook. I think I got like 2.5 or 2.8x investment. So it was weird watching it track. It seemed like it wasn't. It seemed like I was doing 1.5, and then it seemed like it was down to break even. But when it ended, it's like it had to catch up with where it was. So I invested. Hold on, let me look it up. Is this on me? Yeah. I just think this is interesting for people who want to pay to advertise for themselves on Facebook. You can do extremely targeted advertising. Hold on a second.
Gives you a lot of granularity.
Yeah. So you can do if you just want to target Trump supporters, you can do that. You know, it's like you can select people based on their particular interests, which makes
Are
it.
you saying that's on BackerKit?
That's from
No,
Facebook.
I'm doing this directly through Facebook. I hired BackerKit to do it, but their returns were crap.
Really?
So I did it myself. I mean, I had always done it myself prior to that, but they said that they were experts at it, so I hired them to do it, and they're like, "Oh, we only got like a 80% return." I'm like, "Dude, let me do it."
Comic books is its own thing. It's just different.
Yeah. So actually, this is closer to 400%. I spent $400. I used a dedicated link so I could track it exactly, and I got a 1,540 back. And that was 18 new backers who hopefully will come back time and time again for the new ones. So I think that's a great return. That's almost 4x, $60 shy of 4x.
How many impressions did 400?
1,196 visits.
1,196.
18 contributions, $1,540. So, if you got the money, advertise. But the thing is, my first ad was not tracking very well. It was doing about break even as I was watching it. So I started a different ad, and that ad I was tracking at 1.5 times. And honestly, I just didn't have time to keep trying to massage it. So I was like 1.5. I'm okay with 1.5, right? But it ended up being almost 4x, and so you got to take the time to get a good, because you know you get your pictures or whatever it is you're advertising, because it's just, you know, it's Facebook, so you make a post, and then Facebook asks, do you want to boost this post? So whatever your post is, I uploaded like 4 or 5 pictures, Lone Star pictures. And then I put, I put what you write, like the first sentence of it is what's going to show up in the ads whenever it gets placed, and on Indiegogo as well. And so I think it's a good thing to spend a little time investing in, and a little money too. So if I had $10,000 and I could turn that 10,000 into 40,000, I would advertise it.
Well, one thing you've done very well, and we've seen this from Heart of the Hero to Soul of the Soldier, is retention.
Yeah.
And part of that is, you know, you gotta look at your fans, and you gotta look at your consumers almost kind of like an extended family. And you always want to be giving them something, always want to be offering some value to them, you know, somewhere entertaining them or offering some value to their lives. And I'm so glad you're doing the art tutorials now, because that's a lot of direct value for anybody who's interested in that. And I think a lot of people are, even if somebody doesn't want to be a professional artist, almost everybody would like to be able to doodle a little bit better, right?
Hey, Mike Barron's on, it looks like. He's just muted.
Well, that's Mike. Always muted Mike.
Muted Mike.
He's just a little blue figure in the corner. All right.
Yeah.
When he comes on, he comes on.
He's been demoted to squire. He's not even a knight.
Not even a baron anymore.
Yeah.
Bow home. Reminds me of Baron Munchausen. Bow home. Have you guys not seen that?
Yeah, I think I have. Long time ago.
It's been a while. All right. Hey, you guys chat for a second. All right.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
I think we should all talk about Mike, because Mike Barron, because he can't get on to talk back.
Oh, that's perfect. Mike Barron is the absolute worst.
Mike Barron looks like. No, Mike, I don't know. I got to think of something. It's hard.
Wait a minute.
Oh, sounds like that audio got fixed.
Oh, hey, Mike, how you doing, bro?
I figured it out. I just got back from a motorcycle ride up in the mountains. We ran into hail.
Oh,
I get back down here and it's 80 degrees. And I hold you personally responsible, Mike.
does your state have a helmet law, or do you?
No,
always
it doesn't, but I always wear a helmet.
Yeah.
I promised my mother.
What kind of bike you got?
I rode my Shadow 750.
Oh, cool. One of my uncles, he always wore riding gear, but he was going down the interstate one night at about 75 miles per hour. His kickstand came down, and the next thing he knew, he was waking up in the hospital.
That's terrible.
Yeah, well, it was good. It was good. He was wearing his riding gear though. He uses like a heavy leather jacket that's kind of backed up with some chainmail and some other stuff. And then always wears a really nice helmet. Yeah, and it probably saved his life.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's see. All right. So how are we doing, Mr. Barron? You had a little motorcycle ride. You saw
Doing good.
saw fire and you saw rain. No, you saw hail.
Ben, take a look at your Facebook personal messages, because a friend raised a concern. He wants to know, is $25, is that the minimum buy-in price?
Yes. Well, there's a $10 digital, so that's the minimum.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. We're talking about the off-worlder.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull that up. Let's pull up the off-worlder Indiegogo campaign. Off-worlder number uno. Let's see. I can share my screen, but I don't know what I'm actually showing on Mike's. Let me see how Mike is. Yeah. People will be able to see it a little bit. We can do that. Mike's using the OBS though. So.
I'm here.
Hey, Baron. What's up, brother?
What?
Hello.
What? Is this Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
You're just a big blue dot, buddy.
Yeah, something. I just want to say that for $25, I'm going to throw in some chapters from my Florida Man novel for people who and that goes for anyone who posts the minimum. And I think we should announce this on the Kickstarter too, just as an added value. Everybody knows I'm working on a Florida Man comic. When I had done writing the 5 issues, I realized that I had an outline for a novel, and now I'm almost done with the novel, and the novel is a lot more than the comic. I mean, there's stuff in the novel I'm able to touch upon that the comic doesn't go anywhere near, and all I can say is this is going to be the funniest thing ever written.
It is hilarious. Everybody's going to love it from everything I've read so far.
Very nice. Very nice. That is fantastic. So you went from hail to 80 degrees. That's a big old change there.
Mike, can you see?
Yeah, the weather's been screwy here.
Look what I got. Can you see, Mike?
Let me see. Hangouts, video call. What is it? No, where is this? Is it on this Hangouts screen?
No, you've got to be
That's
looking
right.
at
You
YouTube.
can't see because I'm on OBS. All right, I got these books in the mail called The Architect and Cue Ball.
Oh yeah. Did you read it?
No, I haven't had a chance yet. I'm gonna take them with me on the my I have a Bible camp this week, so I'm gonna take these with me.
Great.
Still have to get yours out though.
Wait, so now how long are you going to be at Bible camp, Mike?
Monday through Friday. So,
and you're not gonna have any internet access. Well, not really.
I don't know for sure. I'm gonna bring my phone. So, I'm gonna bring my phone and my computer. I'm gonna try to at least do something while I'm there. Because I am sure I'm gonna have lots of free time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know about the free time so much as the free space,
Yeah. Well, Ben, make sure that people know that it's for a 48-page book.
Yep, it's on the crowdfund.
Oh, all right.
Mike, you keep typing Mike Comey into YouTube. Who are you typing to?
Not me.
Who?
Are you typing to Blacklist Universe in the chat, in the YouTube chat? Who are you talking to, Mike?
Which mic are you talking to?
Look at the live chat for YouTube.
Blacklist
It ain't me,
Mike,
Hoss.
answer the house phone. Oh.
I thought that was you talking to
I
you.
think that's probably my wife calling me from the phone. Hold on, I'm going to mute myself.
I was wondering why Michael was talking to himself. I was like, what? What kind of?
I thought it was just normal for Mike. I didn't know.
It's like what kind of inception is happening here?
The real Mike is asking Mike to call Mike.
Mike, this is Mike.
Legion of Mikes.
This is Mike.
You know what it is? It's Mike's alter ego, the Smiller. And so the Smiller is on the line with him right now. This is Mike's evil side. That's the Smiller. And right now, Smiller is trying to convince good Mike to do some bad things.
You should talk to me, the bad Mike.
That's funny. That's funny. One of his kids probably logged into the YouTube and was like, "Hey, Dad,
Yeah.
I need some money. Whoa, money? What? Yeah, there you go. What? Money? I've heard of this thing, but I don't think I have any." Oh, too funny. This is live TV. All right, so let me go through some of these off-worlder tiers. And Mike, you're not muted, by the way. So before you start mentioning addresses, you might want to mute yourself. Yep. No, why would we do that? Yeah. While we're at it, maybe Mike Miller can read off his bank account number on YouTube too. That would be good.
Yeah.
Let me know. I want all those Bitcoins.
Let's see if we can do this. No, I don't have control here, so I'm not able to mute Mike. All I can do is talk over him. All right, so the off-worlder is gonna be pretty cool. This is the next chapter from the Cautionverse, Cautionary Comics. Now, along with this, if you want it, you can get Blood in the Jungle, and that's going to give you a chance. That's going to give you the chance to see the origin of Pastor, one of the unknown soldiers. And then you may, and I just got to get Mike to bless off on it, but I think I can convince him. I think there may be able to be another World War II era unknown soldier who came after Lone Star. But it's going to be fun. No, you're not muted. I just started talking kind of loud over you when you started sounding.
No. I was muted on the YouTube. I just didn't mute myself on the Hangout.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Mike, I've got an idea. And I think it's going to be fun. For one of the unknown soldiers came out of Pearl Harbor, and know how to make it work. So we'll talk about that when we get offline.
All right.
I just want to make sure you're happy with everything that and we want to make sure that we pay absolute respect and take very good care of any characters that we borrow from the Lone Star, that we borrow from the Blacklist universe, except for the ones that we torture and kill. But
Right, that'll be fine.
What?
Don't worry about that.
How is Mrs. Miller doing? Oh, they're at the Sprint store trying to get a new phone activated, so they needed some private information.
Yeah, we heard it.
The audience didn't.
Whew, that's good news.
A time travel stream. What?
Yeah.
What's Art talking about?
Yeah. That was Mike talking to himself from the future. He was trying to talk himself out of something bad, but of course he failed. And now the call from the future will actually cause the event.
Call me. Answer the house phone. Call me.
Exactly. Creepy.
All right. So, Baron.
Yeah.
What is it? Did you already pitch? I want to hear your version of the pitch for Offworlder.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. I wrote it down, of course. Here it is. Cautionary Comics is story-driven entertainment with great art. There's no padding or posing in our titles, which utilize the comic book form efficiently. Have you ever paid $5 for a comic, read it in 10 minutes, and asked yourself, is that all there is? Jim Shooter calls the problem decompression, telling a 6-page story in 24 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Cautionary doesn't do that. Our goal is to grab the reader by the throat and pull them into the narrative to the exclusion of all distractions. Hopefully you'll forget you're reading a comic. As for Offworlder, 7th century Scotland, Henry Gunn leads his clan in a ferocious battle with Viking invaders, but with victory in sight. He is ripped from space and time by an alien race. The Anunnaki seek a champion to stop another alien race from conquering all known space. Aided by the Egyptian goddess Ra, Gunn undergoes a hideous transformation, becoming something other than human, able to move through time and space at will, yet unable to save his wife and child. The fate of civilization rests on the shoulders of a troubled demigod. In the tradition of The Stars My Destination and The Silver Surfer, Offworlder is a star-spanning science fiction saga that will keep you riveted from first page to last. In preparation for writing this, I read the biography of Cleopatra to get a concrete idea of what the Egyptian government and the politics and life was like at the time. And it informs the first issue quite a bit. And anybody who reads it is going to recognize that they're getting a real story, that it's not stuff some guy made up off his elbow while he was struggling around for plot points, but it's informed by history. And I think that's part of the appeal.
Right on. Awesome. And tell us, have you ever written a comic before?
No. One or two, but yeah, I look back on my old stuff. There's a lot of that stuff I would just like to forget. I feel I could do it better. I'm sure every writer feels the same way. They look back on previous works and they say, "Oh man, that's awful."
Oh yeah,
but,
I've got decades of that work.
Yeah, but that has not happened to me recently. It has not happened to me in the last 10 years or so.
Good. Let's see, what are we doing?
I feel very fortunate to have discovered this new talent in Mike Barrett. I brought him up.
Introducing.
I don't know what happened to my my icon. I mean,
I don't know.
Wait.
Are you signing in from a different account?
No, but I think I have an idea here. Don't pay no attention to me. Keep going. I'm going to try and replace my icon.
Well, everyone in the chat seems to be obsessed with me calling me from my phone. You guys couldn't actually hear the conversation, right?
A little bit.
I mean, not you, but them.
I don't know.
Because I did have this mic muted on OBS.
Then they probably couldn't hear it.
Oh, maybe so. I just kind of talked loud over it.
They said no. Okay, good.
Oh, good.
Good. So, let's see. So, Ravage, you're going into a second printing with this one?
Yeah, that's the plan. We can put it. We got a new cover done by Jimbo Salgado. If anybody wants the original copy, Ravage #1 by us, yeah, we're doing a second printing of it.
What are you doing? A higher price point? Do you have any left over from the first printing?
No, not really. I do have a lot of the retail covers, but those are ones we take the cons and stuff like that.
Ah.
This will be a special cover only for Offworlder.
Gotcha.
Only for the campaign. Yep.
Cool deal. RT Bears in the chat and says, great looking cover, Ben.
Thank you. I paid Jordy to make it all by myself. Yeah, Jordy's been great. I love working with him, and yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. This is a whole huge sci-fi epic. You know, it's only the first part one of 48 pages in this graphic novel. Then we're going to do 48 pages in the next part two. It's really the kickoff. You know, the Protectors of Sa-Ra. In my mind, it's just the first part of the story of Offworlder. There's many screenplays and script stories that I have for Offworlder, so it's going to be a blast.
Right on. And Edwin, this is your first writing. This is going to be your first published stuff, but you've been toying with writing stuff for a while, huh?
Yeah. And I do a lot of writing in other aspects, just not this kind of writing.
I think you've been doing great. It's been a lot of fun so far, and this one's perfect for you. You know, it's just going to be great, everybody. You know, definitely don't let it pass you by.
Does it feel like a bit of a challenge?
It feels like a responsibility. It feels like a responsibility because I want to make sure that I treat everybody's characters with respect, and then I want to make sure that I bring something that is going to knock everybody's socks off.
Right.
I don't want to bring something that's boring. So I want to create something. I want to help co-create something that people are going. They sit down and read it. They're going to be like, "Yeah, I'm glad I spent that time reading this story because that was fun." And this is obviously going to be action adventure. I'm going to try and give you some good twist. Because it is co-located, we're sharing a moment in time. We're sharing a moment in time with the Blacklist universe. Of course, it's going to be rated PG-13.
What are you writing? What is it? What are you writing?
All right. So what this is called Ravage and Lone Star crossover. Blood in the Jungle. Blood in the Jungle. Yeah. So there's going to be extreme action, extreme violence, but no profanity or sexuality or needless degeneracy. Yeah.
We save that for happy hour. We don't put that in the group.
Any degenerates are going to wind up. With on the wrong end of Lone Star's pig sticker.
I explained the origin of the pig sticker to Edwin today.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike has got, and so for everybody who's kind of following along and seeing the birth of the Blacklist universe, Mike has got this huge backstory, huge cosmology where everything kind of ties together, and it's absolutely outstanding. And so there's a lot of material, and we want to make sure that we treat each and every one of you as beautifully as we can, because we want to keep you around for this. We want to keep you around for this adventure and this journey that's gonna spool out. And I know Ben Henderson absolutely does too, because Ben has got stories falling out of his wazoo, and he's I'm not sure. We'll have to pull out the anatomical reference to find out where the wazoo is located, but I do know that Ben has scripts falling out of his wazoo, and he wants to keep you along for the ride too.
I'm worried about that whole wazoo thing.
You can, for your next drawing tutorial, you can do that. How to draw a wazoo like a comic pro.
Oh man, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do those the whole time I'm gone. Darn it. Maybe I should do one today.
And hopefully anybody who's following along on those, please do take some time and draw some of those faces. Do the layouts using those proportions. So draw some heads, just with some basic eyes. Try and draw some with some of the feminine, some of the masculine features, using the cross on the ball for the cranium, right? So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Use the cross on the ball. Rotate that ball left and right and see how that works out for you, and up and down, and think about where the eyes would be. And then try and draw some of those hands, remembering again, the mass of the hand is a wedge, and the fingers are a series of cylinders.
Yeah, I would like to see some of the people actually watch the show, see what they're doing with that information. Homework, people, homework. Don't just watch it and ignore it.
Yeah, if you want to get better at something, you do absolutely have to practice, and practice deliberately. And don't try and draw something complex.
Baron probably doesn't know. I started another series on how to draw comics like a pro. So, hoping to get some people. Hoping to educate some peoples and build up the website too. Build up the YouTube channel.
But we want to get some people trying it and sharing it with us on Twitter, and maybe we'll have to make a thread for that when we get closer, and then review some of that and maybe give some people some feedback. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I could do the feedback actually on the stream too.
Art T Bear says Mike's drawing streams are amazing. Art, how come you're not in here? You can put your cute little face in here, and we can hear your voice through the miracle of modern technology.
Yeah. What is up with Art T Bear and his never wanting to be anywhere? It's like, I already have my own channel to do. I don't want to be on yours.
What do you think, Mike? You think Art T Bear is just maybe he's just an elitist? Maybe Art is just too good for us. He's too cool for school.
I guess so.
He is pretty cool. I've always loved it.
You know, he comes from that generation before us that
Be aloof, more aloof.
Yeah, you gotta be a little more
the
aloof.
Depression era. The Depression
era, yeah.
The Victorian age.
I thought Art was before that, but I'm young. I don't.
Or that, what was it? Was that called the Pleistocene era? When
I thought that was it. Right? Exactly.
He came from the Pleistocene era, from the land of the hobbits.
Yes.
We are just going to keep giving you crap until you come on, Art. That's the.
And so Art actually invented the original comic books back in ancient Sumeria.
That was him. I thought I recognized.
Yeah, and they were actually done on clay tablets.
Right.
Good job, Art. Good job.
It makes sense.
Beautiful. Just getting them printed was a little humbug.
Well, I'm glad he likes my drawing streams. I'm doing them for you, Art.
About time he gets with it.
Right? This guy
needs all the art lessons he can get. Come on, Art, you can get in here, or are you just gonna let us dunk on you all day?
I know, right? Art hangs with the common folk. Aww.
That's right. Oh, that's nice.
That's funny. That's good stuff.
So, Baron, you doing anything with Steve?
Well, we have a new series coming out from Dark Horse, but I doubt that 10% of my script survives the duty. Just because the dude is a Bigfoot, and it's his way or the highway. So he called me up the other day. He says, I want to go over these scripts that you've written. I have a number of changes I want to make. And I said, dude, just follow the script. It'll be fine. and what followed was 30 seconds of sullen silence, after which I just hung up. And we haven't stopped.
Well, this is what happens when you've been working with someone for 30 years, right?
Well, no, I've worked with others for 30 years, but anybody who's aware of Steve Rude or has met him or has seen the documentary Rude Dude knows that he has problems.
Yeah, there's a documentary on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah, Rude Dude.
Yeah?
dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta watch
Yeah,
that.
it's real. And it barely scratches the surface.
So if you look here, I don't know if my screen is showing up, but you can see the actual first draft of Black and White by Art T. Bear.
You mean these cuneiforms?
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the first documented draft of Black and White by Art T. Bear.
How can I get my fucking icon to show at least my picture? I've been playing with this thing. I see no way to do it.
It's under Google. It's under your Gmail. You have to change your Gmail picture in order to change your picture on YouTube.
All right. I have to wait till the wife gets home.
Ann is the smartest. I think I need to be writing with her, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. We love Art T. Bear. You know, I'd like to tease Art now and then, but I'm sitting right here at my streaming table in my studio. I haven't gone anywhere, and I just reached over. Let me stop screen sharing. I just reached over, and look what I picked up. I keep it at arm's length. It's Oodles of Doodles by Art T. Bear, and other stuff too, including cuneiform.
I need to get more from Mr. Mike Miller, but I do have some original pages by Art, and I do have from Friday Night Auctions an amazing Wonder Woman piece by Art. I love it. So I got some Hawkman. It was a Hawkman or Hawk World pages from Art that I bought on his website. It almost looks 3D, Edwin. I have no concept how these guys do that. You know, I mean, it's just better in person almost than it is seeing digitally or even on the paper. Amazing stuff, man.
Well, just practice. Just practice for almost, Mike, you've been practicing for what now, 40 years? Art says, Mike, where is the link? I'll get it for him.
It's in the Blacklist Universe Green Room. Or the Blacklist Green Room.
We'll make it easy for him. I'll just send it directly to him.
Yeah, sometimes you have to spoon feed Art.
That's all right.
He's a he's a prima donna.
Well, it's because his teeth have fallen out.
Art doesn't want a link that other people have touched.
That's right. Can you click the link for him?
Oh,
Mike, don't you live in the same city? Can you drive over there, please, and click that link to get him in here?
The rest of you click this link? Oh, that's gross. Here you go, Art. I just tweeted it to you directly in a DM.
We just tweeted it. Please join.
That's on the Twitters, Art.
Let's see. Peter Mike says, has anyone here backed Jungle Comics? That's that one that was drawn. Chuck Dixon wrote that, and Kelsey Shannon drew that. That particular Indiegogo, that was actually run by Antarctic Press, wasn't it? Or one of the Duns? I don't know if it was.
I don't know.
I think I backed it. I don't have it.
I think I backed it, but I don't know who ran it.
Dunno, man. Calling Art a boomer is like saying he looks young for his age.
Oh, Art, you gotta hurry.
Well, at least we were able to provoke him into the stream, though.
Exactly.
That's great.
all is right with the world. So,
very cool.
Ben, have you explained? I don't want to delve too deeply into this, but I know Edwin is at least moderately interested in what Bitcoin is about. Have you explained it to him?
I don't think we've had any blockchain discussions, but we should. Are you invested, Edwin?
We own a little bit of Bitcoin, but no other of the cryptocurrencies. But I've kind of been bowling up a little bit. Some of my friends were involved in launching some other ones. I know some scientists and some mathematicians and stuff that were involved in one project, but I'm definitely looking at. I'm not sure about some of these marginal coins, but I think once Libra coin goes live and maybe even before, everything else is probably going to get an upward nudge
Oh,
See,
yeah.
you get it, Edwin. I mean, that Art T. Bear, though, I mean, he's just such a boomer. I don't think he would get it, you know? I mean,
That's true.
you know, true. I mean,
I'd never get it.
oh, hey, what are you doing?
I'll never get it, and I never. It's just not going to happen.
Hey, Art,
never,
listen.
ever, ever.
Hey, Art, these guys were talking bad about you, but I've loved you since the X-Men. It was all these guys. It wasn't me.
I know, Ben. You're my only friend.
You're only one. I love you.
Mike Rude was, or the dude. What is it? Is it Mike? Mike Barron? Is that?
Yeah.
Mike Barron and
Yeah.
Steve Rude. Don't combine them. They're not the same.
Yeah, not the dude. That's the other guy. Yeah, I know he hates me. Mike Barron hates me.
What?
Mike, come on. Be
Reed
nice.
is a saint, but Barron, I don't know.
Yeah.
He talked the most crap. I know he did.
Dang, Baron.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Mike?
Huh?
Hey, I like the hieroglyph that Edwin said was the first black and white copy. That was
Yeah. We found it, man.
good.
I just had to download a screenwriting application called Trelby so I could read the Chronomechanics script from Art T. Bear. So I've got that open in another window.
Yeah, let me know what you think. I believe only a handful of people have read that so far, so it'll be interesting to see what you think of it.
Very cool.
It only took me like 6 years to write it.
Well, it's hard to translate from cuneiform.
Yeah, copied it over. Yeah, well, you know, the tablets get dry and then you got to start over again with fresh clay. It's pretty humbug.
And if you drop them, it's all over.
Yeah.
I've dropped a few.
All right, we got a couple of
So that's
questions.
what's taking so long, is breaking those clay tablets.
Exactly.
Jeez. Always the way.
Comic legend. Okay, so this is a hard question, and so you want to make sure you answer this carefully. Comics legend says, Edwin, can you ask Ben if the off-worlder will hit comic book stores before backers like with Ravage? And I think Ravage hit the retail version of Ravage, so not the premium version, but the retail version of Ravage did go into a couple of your local comic book stores right around your area of Florida, right?
Yeah, and one other location. Those were for the 5 stores. There's only 5 stores in the country that had it.
And we lost Ben again.
Oh no.
Ben's down.
Ben is actually a master at technology who cannot get a cell phone to work for him.
Okay, can you hear me at all?
We can
Yeah,
now.
I can hear you now.
I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the internet. Now, I live out here in the country, guys. What I was saying was only 5 stores were able to get that. The original stores that backed the local comic book store tier. So they get it, just like all the other backers got it. I don't have it in any of the other stores yet. We're trying.
Yeah. So I think here's what they want to know. Today, can you guarantee people that they will get a copy of the Off-Worlder, even if it's in a limited market? Your backers want to know that they're going to get it first before any retail thing goes out. I think that's what you're being asked.
Before any retail thing, yes. But if we launch a local comic book store here to bring them in, then they'll be getting them at the same time because they would be a backer.
Okay, but at the same time, there won't be a big lead. I know that some people's shipments, unfortunately, Ben had these beautiful metal covers made, and the printer did a great job of them, but the printer really lagged with them, unfortunately. And so everybody that had been waiting on that had an order with those beautiful metal covers, unfortunately, their orders were delayed.
Yeah, but we definitely have it on track for next time to be much faster. We have it all, the process down, the printers down, the metal covers, how long they take, the whole thing. But yes, only backers will have any items before any non-backer comic book store will have it, guaranteed.
Well, delays do happen.
And if we need to, I'll fly down in person to the printer and See if I can have a persuasive conversation with them if there's a delay.
Exactly. We won't run into that this time. That's for sure. I've already had a lot of those face-to-face discussions. But yes, I want you to join me. That would be great.
Face to barrel discussions.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm 6'3", so 6'3", 300 pounds usually goes pretty well.
Comics Legend, did we answer your question to you for your satisfaction? If we didn't, just give us some feedback there in the chat.
Yeah, and Ben, you might do what I did, and for good or ill, I saved the people that bought the huge packages, like the retailer tiers and stuff. I saved them for last because I just knew that potential issue would come up.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I probably will for next time too. I didn't think about that. I just viewed everybody as backers, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, there's that psychological first.
Yeah.
There's that psychological thing where individual backers, they want to come first. I kind of agree with that. I kind of share that sentiment.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got
We'll get the easy stuff out first, and then the more complicated wait later because it's going to take longer anyways.
Well, that's what I did on this one with the metal covers and stuff. I got the LCS stuff was easy. Some of them were local to me, so I just drove them over there, and But yeah, what the other thing that I heard Brian Polito mention is, which we're going to do this time, is print out all the shipping at the same time, and we're going to ship it all out and just pack it all up. Then we're going to print out the shipping. Then we're going to actually put the shipping on the packaging. However, we're talking to a third separate company that's going to do all our fulfillment. That's my hope anyway. That's going to do all our fulfillment for us.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing my own fulfillment again.
Are you? I want to get away from that. If I have to, we'll hire the team that like me and Edwin are talking about. But I'm hoping that we have a lead on a really good one.
Yeah, good luck.
I know.
Well, so far I've heard from Rich and from Doug, and they've both just had real problems with other people fulfilling. So
I
did think like it would be a communication problem if you had a fulfillment company that you're dealing with, because I'm going to do like what Mike said, and the last two Kickstarters we did the same way, where my wife pretty much puts everything together with as much help as I can put into it. But this way, like there's like a million little things that happen day to day, and you can deal with those. But if you had a fulfillment company, it seems like it would be a little tougher.
Why does Mike Barron never say goodbye when he leaves?
Oh, did he just ninja out?
Barron just ghosts every time I've had him.
Barron's out.
I told you he hates me. He hates.
What did you do to Mike?
Dang, Art.
I come on, Mike leaves.
What did you say to him?
He hates cavemen.
He's a Neanderphobe.
A Neanderthal.
And it's horrible because I am one of the only registered Neanderthal Americans in the country, and we work together. So
Mike also hates me because I write on tablets, and he can't.
Yeah. Well,
I use the chisel and the hammer.
People have a plethora of reasons to hate you, Art.
You need to stop, Mike. I saw your meltdown yesterday.
I did. I melted down.
Oh no! What happened?
I don't know. Where did I miss it?
Okay. So the night before last, or no, yesterday morning, we were trying to get to Elijah's graduation.
Right.
And so my wife's like, "Can you iron this?" And so I was trying to run the iron, and she was blow drying her hair on the same breaker. And unfortunately, I don't know where that breaker is, and it blew the fuse for all of the computers.
Oh no!
So this side of the house, but I didn't have time to deal with it this morning in the morning. So we rushed out. We get up and go to the graduation. We go have dinner, and it's like already past 7 o'clock, and I'm like, I wanted to start at 7. So we get home, and I go in to get everything, and everything's out. And I'm like, what? I forgot about it. So I'm going around. I'm trying to. It's like an old house where they kind of, the electrician who put this stuff in is an idiot. He put those little wall breakers everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I'm going around the house trying to reset all the stinking breakers. The one I haven't tried is the one Eden's in the bathroom. And like, I'm like, this is the only breaker I haven't tried. Banging on the door, and she's like, eh. So finally, I get that up and running. She finally gets out of the bathroom. I go in there, click, works. Go and I click the other breakers, reset them. And then my monitor won't turn on. And then I try, I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to run it on my Mac. I try running it on my Mac, and that's what you saw on YouTube was me. And then it wasn't showing up on my YouTube. So I'm like sitting here talking, and I'm like talking like nobody's listening to me because I'm like this. And then it finally shows up, and it was just 10 levels of stress beyond what I like to deal with. And then
we were listening, Mike. We were listening.
Oh, I left it up. Just because I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh.
I defended you in Ethan's thread last night. I was like, you leave Mike alone. He's been through a lot. When they were like getting down on you.
That's
do it for you.
Well, as a dad and stuff like that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I look like.
All the time. I have 6 kids. Are you guys kidding me?
Yeah.
It's insane.
I felt your pain, brother.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
Well, there's a level where this does kind of become like a reality show almost, where people get this access to your life. Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
And that's what I'm thinking about doing more. I'm trying. I know I'm going to be traveling a little more, so I'm planning on doing a YouTube segment. What do you guys think, audience? I'm going to do a YouTube segment called Plugged In with B. Hennessy, where you can go out to all the local bars, all the local comic shops, everywhere I'm traveling. I'll do a little video, introduce you to some local bands that I may know, or if not, I will meet some local bands, and we'll have a good time. What do you think?
Yeah, do it.
Hey Ben, are you going to throw in some gator wrestling?
I will. You have to fly to Florida to hang out with me.
Dude, I'm so close to moving to Florida. I'm so sick of Southern California.
Bro, you live like a king. Just sell your house, your regular house in Cali, and you could get acres here. I mean, I'll talk. Just DM me, man. You'd love it. You could probably get a place right oceanfront here. It's it's not that expensive.
I think I'd want something a little bit more coastline friendly because of the humidity. Don't you get less humidity, right, the closer to the coast?
The biggest will really on your vehicles and stuff like that. I would probably move right to the beach. That might be the next place I'm going. So I'm about 7 miles from the beach right now, but I have 10 acres, and then I own more land around it that my cousins and family live on.
Brag.
No, but I could go to the beach, but I decided not to go to the beach just because it'd be really bad. It's harder on your vehicles, really, the salt water.
Mike, Ben's gonna build cautionary comics like the factory there on his grounds, and just hire a bunch of people and do your comic books right there. Everything in house.
So that's actually, I bought a big storage building for the backside of the property, and that's what we did to finish up Ravage. Actually, was hire some temp workers, and we set up some tables and did it on my property.
There you go.
And I guess I might have to do that again. I mean, I heard that I've had problems on my first outing, but I fired the people. Then I brought it in house. I heard that Richard had problems. Who else was saying they had problems?
Doug.
Tenaple with the fulfillment company. Yeah. So, yeah, it might just seem like that is the best way to go, is to hire, 2 or 3 temp people if you have the space, or rent out a little warehouse space. I had a warehouse store, but it wasn't really indicative of having people work in it. It was too hot. It was really just a storage space. So I got climate control in my storage building, and it's much easier now.
Well, that's what Polito does, right? He has a crew of people that fulfill the books and all that other
Yes.
Yeah, his overhead has got to be brutal, though.
Yeah. Well, he also lives in Phoenix, right, or whatever. It's cheap to live there too.
Nice,
is.
Is he
Mike.
Phoenix or is he Vegas?
I thought he lived in Phoenix
Oh.
or Arizona somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not moving to Arizona.
He seems
I'm
like a
thinking about it too, Art.
sinner that would live in Vegas.
Art, I'm seriously thinking about it too.
Well, why don't you all come on, guys? Move down here to my neck of Florida. You're gonna love it, and we'll have fun all the time. We'll make a comic book super group.
Well, Ben, you need to get a big convention. Those conventions you've been talking about, fly us all out, and we can check out the property and see if it's someplace we'd want to, retire.
Yeah, sounds good.
Legion of Boomers.
Legion of
This
Boom.
exciting episode. Fiber. Metamucil.
Well, where do the West
Hey,
Coast guys
don't be
retire? I
making
mean,
fun of
all
Fiber,
the
man.
East Coast, they all retire in Florida, but where do the Californians retire? On the streets in a box?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, a lot are moving to Texas. I know that.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Well, there's Portland too. I think Portland,
No.
the real estate's up now.
No. Portland's
Yeah,
worse than California.
my buddy just bought some property right between Seattle and Portland, and he was able to get like 10 acres. Some little town out between the two.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The people are a little wiki whack, but
A little.
you guys ever watch that show Portlandia?
Yeah.
I do. Funny.
It's a documentary.
It is.
I lived in Portland.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah.
Art, how did you wind up where you're at?
I was born here, so my dad on my dad's side, they're originally from Canada, and they moved to John Malin's neck of the woods, Detroit, Michigan, and then my dad worked for Harley, and he worked for, I forget what auto manufacturer, it might have been GM, and they started downsizing, and so there was no work, so he came to the West Coast, to
Be a movie star.
yeah, to be a movie star. No, there was a lot of shipyards, and there was a lot of military installations out here, and so he got work there. So he worked for the Long Beach Naval Shipyard, and I was
With Snoop
I was
Dogg.
born here.
Are you committed to staying out there, or would you actually?
My wife and I, she's in the room now. This is probably going to be news to her.
Hey, Pam.
Hi, everyone.
She never knows if I'm live or what.
We're all moving to the East Coast.
Yeah, so Ben's setting us up with some real estate on his how many
Strong.
acres? 14 acres.
On the East Coast?
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Well, I'm from West Virginia, so hey,
All right.
go back.
Take me.
Oh, we
home,
could
country
own West
road.
Virginia if we moved there.
To
We could own a
the
town in West
place.
Virginia.
Oh yeah, well totally. I mean, honestly, you would get a big bunch of land. I'm up here on the Florida-Georgia line, but you're right. Anywhere you could get from moving from California, you could get real estate very cheaply.
Yeah. So we have this joint almost paid off. So I think we owe what a normal car would be
Dang, son.
as far as ownership. So
Dude, if
anything
you have that much
anything we-
equity in a house in Orange County, and I've seen some of the pictures, or no, I haven't. I've just heard your description of your house.
I've seen his pool. Looks nice.
Yeah, my little grotto. Yeah. So yeah, we could.
I'm fairly certain you could buy Florida.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could get 100 acres, have a little log cabin. I mean, when I say log cabin, it's like 10 bedrooms, 6 bath.
That'd be
you
cool.
want.
You could have a
Yeah.
Cuban nanny.
We could go to West Virginia though, and just be mayors and
Yes.
just govern a small town.
It's fun.
I just want to be a king.
So is Mrs. Thiebair still in the room? Is Mrs. Thiebair?
Yeah,
still in
yeah. Hey, Edwin, Pamela, Edwin.
Hi, Edwin.
there? Hey, aloha. So what was your maiden name, Hatfield, or was your maiden name McCoy?
Take your pick.
No,
Actually,
don't. His imagination will go crazy. Start coming up with a crazy backstory for you. Horrible.
Art, you're making me sound like I'm the worst.
You did pose the question to her.
Oh, my maiden name actually is Wineset.
Oh,
Royalty.
So that's basically German from my dad's side, and then of course the British, and I've got American Indian on my mom's side.
So she'll scalp you if you misbehave.
all right.
You, hon.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll have to treat Art better then, I guess. I suppose.
You should have heard how they got me on this show. They were like saying, yeah, Art's too good for this. And they were saying all kinds of horrible things. So I'm like, I guess I got to go on.
It was done out of love.
Which, by the way, none of that's true, you guys. I just can't really, like right now, I'm not even working. I'm just talking. So as soon as I start on these streams, I just start talking and stop working.
Well, even when you do working streams with your assistant, she's pretty much taking care of all the logistical stuff for you, right? When you're streaming.
Yeah, and even still, it's kind of once I start talking, I just stop working. The chewing.
Hey, actually, I just bought a 1976 original pressing from Smoking Man label, Kiss Destroyer.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! I never had an original, but now I do.
I was made for loving you.
You know?
No, I'm leaving.
Well, I was made for loving you, so.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Art, that's not this kind of stream. This is not that.
God, that was romantic.
This is not a romantic stream.
This is not a romantic stream.
Gross. Affection. Gross.
How would you describe the stream, Mike?
Less than romantic.
That's a cop out, man. That's a cop out.
I know.
So, what do you think of Off-World over there, Art?
I love the cover. I told you, was it on Facebook or something? I wrote all over it. Yeah, it looks amazing. The concept's strong, and Mike Barron has always been one of my favorite writers. He's able to, come up with great action and plots, but also just humor. There's always humor in the stories.
If you just said something nice about him when you came in, he might still be here.
Yeah, well, I wanted to hurt his feelings because I didn't want the competition.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I agree with you. I love his writing. Dixon has a ton of humor in his stuff too. I'm a very, very lucky boy mentoring under these guys and or getting mentored by these guys. It's been amazing.
I think the more old school guys knew that these action adventures, especially the superhero stuff, is kind of silly. So, and it's for a child or a childlike audience. So you got to keep it fun.
Right.
Yeah, don't take it too seriously. That's I think in a nutshell, my biggest problem with comics right now is they're just not very fun.
I know.
I think you just need to, even though it might be an older audience that is buying the books, I think they still want it from a younger perspective, because the reason they like those things is I don't mean this in a bad way, but like in a state of arrested development, they're childlike, and they want that kind of entertainment. And I think once you start scrutinizing these concepts and bring too much reality to them, they kind of fall apart because they're kind of silly. You got a character named Spider-Man, Batman. These are silly ideas.
Yeah, and a lot of people of all ages that are wanting to buy that, they do want to escape for that 5 minutes. I don't care if you're a high-powered, CEO, or if you're a banker or military general. If you like comic books, you want to sit down and be taken away from all your troubles for a little bit. That's all.
Girls had Calgon, boys had comics.
Right. Sure. It would take me. Honestly, it always was for me. No matter what was going on in my life, growing up, anything.
All right.
I always had to escape.
Quick round robin. Have you guys ever done a Calgon? Take me away, Bath.
No,
No.
for some reason I feel like you have.
I never have either. I'm like, yeah, it sounds good though, right?
I have a hot tub.
That
I
was
love
great
that.
marketing, man. That was great marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, hot tub's as close as I'll get to. Yeah.
Oh, it's not like I've never taken a bath and just laid there. And...
Yeah. You never go full to navel, yeah.
Wait. What's full to navel?
I don't know. I
Never.
imagine he doesn't know how to bathe.
Is that where you don't put your feet in?
That would be funny if Tenable took a bubble bath and that essentially he dissolved into nothing. This whole time, he's just been kind of like an animated dirt pile.
He's a living embodiment of Pigpen from Peanuts.
Yeah, somebody did a COMICSGREAT drawing of a bunch of characters, and that's what Doug was. It was a pig pen.
He's just a sentient earth elemental.
I'm an ent.
An earthworm.
I think he might be an ent.
Oh, an ant. Oh,
He might.
that's
Yeah.
a good reference.
What?
That is a good reference.
Oh, there's going to be a Lord of the Rings television show.
What?
I saw that.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be set kind of like how Game of Thrones is going to do the Age of Heroes. I think it's going to be back, so it's going to be like the early material. I think is it Amazon or Netflix that's coming up?
I don't remember,
This is the first I've heard of anything.
but I did hear it was coming out. Yeah.
Mike doesn't sound excited.
Not excited.
You are. I see why you named that. I got to go back and look at that Killjoy character in Lone Star. Is it modeled after Mike?
Well, I just worry about what they're gonna do.
So, Art, what do you have left to do with Black and White?
I'm after this page. I'll be 8 pages from finishing, and those 8 pages that I still haven't done are really tightly laid out. So I'm hoping they won't take me long to bring together. And I have pretty tight dialogue for those 8 pages as well. I sit on stuff, I write it, and then I sit, and then I come back to it and see if I still like it. So I'm hoping those 8 pages will still be good. Although I'm already rethinking a couple of the lines. And then I'm really hoping to wrap it up by the end of next month and then go into fulfillment towards the end of August. I'm just not sure how long it will take to print. So I've heard 2 weeks to a month. So
are you going domestic or Canada?
So far, most of the quotes I've gotten that are good are all China.
2 weeks to a month from China?
Yeah.
Really?
Is that good or is that too long?
No, that's short.
Have you ever worked with Global PSD, Mike?
No.
Yeah. They're pretty cool because no matter what I come at, like what quotes I give them to them, and Steven will always beat it. So I kind of like working with them. Global PSD is a China printing company, but it's run by Americans. So the language, because we went with Asia Korea on the Oodles book, and we got a great price. The book looks amazing, but it was really hard to communicate with them. And they have some kind of holiday. Hold on. There's some kind of holiday where the whole country shuts down for it a
Chinese
week or a
New
month?
Year? Chinese
Yeah.
New Year for weeks.
Yeah, and our fulfillment was right in the middle of that, so it delayed it. But Pamela she still managed to get everything out before Christmas for the Oodles book, which was nothing short of amazing. And even as far as the fulfillment on Black and White, the Oodles books are going out as they get ordered, and she already has all the shipping, the labels printed, the boxes ready to go. So as soon as those books come back from the printer, they're gonna be shipped up and sent out. So
Nice.
she's got it all under control.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's good to get stuff done. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's starting to feel good. It was the first couple like months was exhilarating, and then the reality, because you start trying to figure out you start realizing what your workload is every day with all the the promotion and all the administrative stuff, and then the creative stuff, and you kind of start about midway point realizing the realities, and that you need to start figuring out how to do these things faster. Not just what you have to do, but then how you can become faster at it and get things done in a more productive fashion, which is where I'm at now. I think I've learned a lot since, I started this venture.
It's a different skill set than what you had before. I mean, yeah, you're still drawing a comic book. That's still the same, but there's this whole range of skills that you probably never had to learn before.
Yeah, because I've always worked for Marvel and DC, and they do all that stuff. Yeah. And it's not that it's mission impossible to do it. It's just all time consuming. And when you have to put the book together, draw it and write it, it's a balancing act of how much time does the administrative stuff take every day, and then how much of the creative, so usually the administrative stuff is all the fires that need to be put out. So I understand why Mike works the late hours, and even Ethan does, because you at some point you realize most of the day's gone and you haven't really had much time at the board, so you end up working till 2 o'clock in the morning just drawing.
Yeah, I know.
Do you feel?
I haven't gotten.
How has your workflow changed? How has your workflow changed as an artist?
Recently, I think I'm becoming way more confident because I'm penciling. I used to just kind of pencil in spurts, so never for long periods of time. So I'm in this mode now. So I think the work is looking better. I'm trusting myself. I'm more confident, and I'm realizing what's important and what's not important to put into the pages. So I think there's a lot. I'm actually having the time of my life, to believe it or not. It's very stressful, but I love this. This challenge right now. It's great.
Well, you've definitely won over Mike Miller. As you can see, he is your #1 fan. I mean, he's wearing a T-shirt of you as he's drawing, so that's good stuff.
Is that an Escher? What is that, Mike?
It's actually it's a Star Wars shirt. Oh, that.
Yeah, Edwin. It almost looks like he's holding my severed head in a box.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, either he's going to wear a T-shirt with you, or he's going to cut your head off, and because there can only be one. There can be only one.
There's no middle ground.
What's in the box?
And no middle ground.
Yeah.
Mike's all or nothing.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So what are you doing after black and white art?
I have Chrono Mechanics, which is also a major labor of love, and I'm hoping to have that out while we're fulfilling black and white. So the end of this summer, August, I want to put that out as a campaign as well. And oh, go ahead. What?
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I'm hoping, because it's not going to be a remastering, but we're calling it retrofit. So we're going to retrofit like new ideas into the existing story, and it's going to have a whole new ending to it. So anybody who's read the original, this is going to be completely different. And I promise I will not remaster this thing and take 8 months on it. It's going to be 10 pages of new content, and then some of the dialogue and some of the ideas, since when you have perspective, you look back, are going to be tweaked slightly. And I'm talking right now to Narwhal for possibly putting it together as far as colors and things like that. So
he's great. I've loved all this stuff. I have 3 pinups from him so far. Art, I actually, come to think of it, Art, I don't think you should use him. I'm planning on using, I'm just giving you some feedback. Don't worry about him. He'll be busy, I think.
I think he just wants to quit his sandwich shop job. Like, so if we can employ him, I think he'll make all the deadlines.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's actually something later on this year I'm looking at him for too. You should use him. He's amazing.
Yeah, I think he's really good. And I mainly want to use him as a colorist. Although I would really like to get some drawing from him, but he's a little expensive, that guy.
Yeah,
well, you got to compete with Subway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to compete with the big boys.
Yeah, a foot long.
Yeah. You not only have to pay me, you have to provide me with free food.
That's how you pay Narwhal. Yeah, selection of deli meats. That's the.
You're like, no, I got some boar's head here.
Yeah, I can't compete with that. How about you, Ben?
Not at all. I mean, I'm not even in Philly. I mean, I could have maybe a big, good Philly hoagie shipped down. That would do it. But Florida, I'm on it. I'll be honest. We don't have good sub game down here.
Just good gator meat.
Just great gators, great barbecue.
Where did I stick that? I was going to show that Off-Worlder cover that Narwhal did. Yeah, I'll pull that up right now.
The one that Mike has up right now, actually.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's there.
He also did one for Ravage for me. He did one for the Wraith. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's got that nice fluid style though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very animated. I love it.
Yeah, is it 2D? I forget what kind of coloring they call that, like cell shading.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it would fit really well with Chrono Mechanics, but the stuff that Narwhal does, it looks simple, but it's way more sophisticated if you know lighting and things like that. So it's very dramatic and very inspired, but in a very non-labored way. It doesn't look like there's a lot of work into it, but there is, as far as just knowledge and understanding of lighting, and I think that's that guy's gift. It's nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch him draw live, he is the anti-fragga. He will draw. He'll draw a line 20 times to get that one perfect fluid line. Whereas when you watch like Dan draw, it's just like it's almost like he's laying down stuff like they're components. Yeah, he's a very constructionist drawer or artist, and it's beautiful to watch them both draw, but it's both very different. Yeah.
Yeah, Fraga's kind of like Mozart, where he's already got the image in his head, and he's it's all fully realized, and then he's just executing it. But Narwhal's he's trying to find that line, so he's going to throw down a bunch of lines to find the one that he likes.
Are you drawing sketch cards, Mr. Miller?
Indeed, I am. Are you doing any art?
Yeah, when is the deadline on that? I asked, I think, Ethan, and he didn't get back to me.
I don't know.
So he never told you a deadline? He just said now?
No. If he said something, I didn't pay attention.
That sounds about right.
That's how I roll. Deadline? Wait, what?
I will be right. Well, actually, before I go, let me check on a couple of these books. Let me do the rundown on these books. All right. So let's start with our host, and I'm talking about Soul of the Soldier. Soul of the
Soldier.
See where we are at. Let me share my screen. A little share diddly do. All right, Lone Star. The Soul of the Soldier. We are at 140,407. So we're at 2,550. I mean, yeah, obviously you want to make money, but I am so happy. So many people here have come back and stayed with us to find out what happens to Lone Star and the Unknown Soldiers. That is absolutely great. All right, now I'm looking at Black and White Remastered. Black and White Remastered, $64,389 by 1,176 backers. Artie, how many more days is this open?
It's till the end of this month. So what is that, 14, 15 days?
Yeah, about 15 days. And do you have any more of those Oodles of Doodles? Yeah, you've got a couple. If somebody buys an Oodles of Doodles art book, that gets shipped out immediately, right?
Yes.
Wait, Art, the end of this month are you not doing San Diego?
I'm not going to do it this year. This is the first year I'm not going to vend in Arts Alley, and I'm not going there just to hang out. So I guess I'm in good company, right? DC pulled out as well.
Oh, did they?
That's what I heard.
Wow.
Yeah, but please, if you haven't already, take a couple moments and check out. And I guess I should go and drop this link right into the chat. So let me do that now. This is Oodles of Doodles by Art T. Bear. You can get that from his Black and White campaign page. I've got a copy of my desk. I paid for this myself because I wanted it, because I really enjoy Art's work, and it is absolutely fantastic. This is a hardcover art book. It's about the same dimensions if you've ever had like a D&D kind of hardcover book. A little thinner, but about the same dimensions. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And Art will ship that right out to you. So make sure to check that out. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Of Doodles art book. All right, let's check in with Off-Worlder. Now remember, the one you want to look for is Ben and I with advisement on the Blacklist Universe characters. We are collaborating to bring you Lone Star and Ravage.
Can you believe it?
Blood in the jungle.
And actually, Edwin, I just now created a new perk. Some people were asking me that they wanted Off-Worlder #1, the 48-page graphic novel, and the Blood in the Jungle one-shot. So you can get both now for $45 with combined shipping.
Nice.
Very cool. And that's big. That's going to be big. I'm gonna bust my brain on this one and bring it all out. All right,
it's amazing already. I mean, we're having a lot of fun. It's I think it's gonna go places. I don't know, Mike, if this is actually gonna be a one shot. You guys back, there's some cool stuff happening.
Here's my look. I did another frog card. Not focusing.
All right, I am going to take a short break, and then how long are you going to keep? We're going to do the Making Comics Great? Are we going to run this all day?
No, I got to actually get my car. I got to go get my tire fixed on my car, so probably going to wrap this up anyways. But I do appreciate you guys coming in and chatting up comic books and talking about some Bitcoin.
Sorry. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Art. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come
hang
out with us youngsters.
I drew a robot head and part of a torso.
A robot?
There's a question for Art real quick in the chat. He says, Edwin, was it Thomas Mason on most of the colors for Oodles of Doodles?
Yeah, Thomas Mason and I had a pretty long working relationship up till COMICSGREAT.
Oh no!
Yeah. So sadly, yeah, Thomas and I are no longer working together. But he does great work.
Because he's a what?
I don't know what he is. Was that a question, Mike?
Yeah, it was something that got stuck in the back of my throat. Never mind.
I mean, I don't blame him. It's like Ethan says, they want to work, but do you want all the
Baggage.
the heat that comes with it? So I don't blame anybody.
None of your business, said pod person. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I don't know how we dragged you into all this.
You didn't drag me. I actually wanted to come.
Well,
No one gets dragged into COMICSGREAT.
art makes us all look better. Art makes us, if we emulate art, if we emulate art's character a little bit more, we'll all probably be better off for it.
I thought you meant he makes us all look younger and taller.
No. But that too.
Oh yeah, those were both true statements, Mike.
That's why we keep Ellis around, so we all look like teenagers.
It's true. It's true. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being on here. Have a great Saturday, and yeah, onward and upward.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Aloha.